How you doing, folks? And the verdict is, well, let's see here. I received a letter in the mail on September 7th from Judge Peck. This time it was actually sealed. I had to use an actual letter envelope to open the thing. A letter cutter. Anyway, I did get the verdict, and the verdict is, it says, and now, this second day of September 2021, following a summary appeal hearing held August 2nd, 2021, where defendant represented himself and presented video of the conduct at issue, and upon consideration of the case law submitted by the parties and following a deferred verdict to review same by agreement of the parties, this court hereby finds the defendant guilty of disorderly conduct, unreasonable noise, a summary offense in violation of 18 PA CS 5503 A2, charged at citation number N as in Nancy 007 5024-5 hyphenated 1. Now it goes on to say and where they come up with this, completely ignoring what led to it. Well, anyway, I'll read what I can of this, that they said. It says defendant was shouting in explicit and harassing language at police from his sidewalk and from a porch, not from my front porch, from a porch, and encouraging his neighbor in similar conduct. How do you see that? I mean, where did they get that at? I was encouraging the neighbor to do. I mean, that's just, I don't get, again, they're embellishing stuff, making stuff up. Encouraging his neighbor in similar conduct during heavy police presence 2 doors down, while police who wouldn't identify who they were responding with its special emergency response team CERT, again, wouldn't identify who they were, to a barricaded gunman situation at 9 a.m., which started at 3 a.m. On Sunday morning in a residential neighborhood, which is right next to Route 34, a rural route, major route, tractor, trailer, trucks, everything right outside the door. Residential neighborhood. After repeated police requests for the defendant to quiet down, not true, and return to his home. Again, and these are requests. There's no law that states I have to be in my home. And which other officers could hear blocks away. No proof that they could hear anything. When there was no proof, I had to just the lying officers, whatever. So after repeated requests, they could hear from blocks away. See Commonwealth versus Moraz 89, and I'm not going to read off all these numbers. PA outlining a 2-step process for unreasonable noise violations, where the court considered the context of the speech to determine if the speaker intended to cause or recklessly risk causing inconvenience, annoyance, or alarm, and the volume of the speech to determine if the noise was unreasonable. Compare Commonwealth versus Alpha Epsilon, finding sufficient evidence for unreasonable noise, where the officer could hear music from a fraternity house 50 yards away and the neighbor could hear from a block away. And Commonwealth versus DeLuca, finding the defendant recklessly created a risk of public alarm, annoyance, or inconvenience, where police were responding to a report of a stabbing and the defendant shouted at police with explicit language. With Commonwealth versus Forey, finding insufficient evidence that the noise was unreasonable, where the speech occurred alongside a rural highway and the trooper could not account for alia, ALIA, the number of motorists that pass by, and Commonwealth versus Gilbert, finding insufficient evidence of unreasonable noise, where the defendant shouted to his neighbor and at police about a towing of a neighbor's car, noting that the noise was not especially loud, nor did it incite neighbors or endanger the police. Okay, now I don't understand what all that means, what it applies, where it applies, so I'm a little ignorant to all of that. And I did supply case law, but I don't think that they used anyone. I didn't have to go back and examine it. I haven't really, done too much. But then it goes on to say, to the extent the defendant claims that he was exercising a First Amendment right by filming the police officer, we note that appellant's filming was not the conduct that resulted in his arrest and conviction. Assuming arguendo that the First Amendment was implicated, we find that defendant intended to breach the public peace and his conviction would nonetheless stand. See Commonwealth versus Goen. When a protected First Amendment right to free speech is implicated, it is necessary that the actor intended to breach the public peace by making unreasonable noise. So that's what they gave, and that's what, everything. I read everything to you except what each numbers were and stuff like that. And then it goes on to say, the second page says, defendant is directed to appear for sentence on Tuesday, September 21st, 2021 at 2:30 in courtroom number 2, Cumberland County Courthouse, Carlisle, Pennsylvania. So now I got to go for sentencing. I don't know if they're planning on trying to send me to jail for this now or what. I don't know. But I think it's, I suspected that they were taking the time because they wanted to reword shit and make it, but completely ignored the fact that what led up to what led to the thing to begin with. Completely ignoring everything. And then insinuating that I'm encouraging the neighbor guy. Well, I didn't. The only thing I said to the neighbor guy was when he asked what was going on. I said that the cop come up there and assaulted me, and then he said, "What's going on?" And I said, "Oh, I don't know what's going on. They're raiding something." And then when we walked up, when they had me in cuffs, I said my name to him, and asked him to take my phone. Other than that, him and I had no real conversation. You can see the video. So anyway, how I was encouraging him or something like, again, it's making this look absolutely not what happened. I feel like I did then, that I absolutely 100% was in my rights to be where I was at and do what I was doing. And the fact that they're saying that, that the First Amendment had nothing to do with it, when they both attacked me, the first thing they went for was my camera. When Hillary Faust was on the stand, and she said, when the judge herself said, "What? How are you claiming that he was interfering when he was way back there?" She said about how I could be live streaming. So what? Of course, it was about the First Amendment. About me being there with my camera. You can see the person up across the street. They're not worried about them standing out there with because they're not filming. So, again, it's a sham. It's been a sham from the get go. On September 11th, the day that we honor and respect those that were sacrificed that day, and we were told that they hate us for our freedoms. It's nonsense. The only people hating me for my freedoms right now is the system, that we're supposed to respect, and the people that we're supposed to respect and bow down to and put up as heroes are the only ones that are violating my rights and running me through the process like this. I'm not going to say a whole lot more because I know they're watching my videos. Which is evident from them tagging the one with her thing. So, I don't know if that's for fusion centers or who did it or what it was about. But anyway, I'm going to be apparently getting some type of sentencing. So I'm going to be going in by myself. If anybody can come support me, I would appreciate it. I don't know. I'm not going to drive. I'm not going to drive my vehicle in. just for the simple fact that if they do try to arrest me, then my vehicle sits there. I've got no one to get it. They'll end up towing it, and then I got to try to do all kinds of stuff to get it back. So I hired somebody that's going to take me in, drop me off, and then if I get out, I'll call them and they'll come pick me back up. So if anybody can come support me, I would appreciate it, just to have somebody else there as a witness or something. And you want to give a call and support, and call Judge Peck or contact them in any way, shape, or form. I don't know if you can see any of that or not, but it's 1 Courthouse Square, Carlisle, Pennsylvania, 17013. There's no contact. I'll see if I can get some contact information in the description. I have it here somewhere, but all right. So again, that's August. It's a Tuesday, September 2nd or September 21st, 2:30 at the Cumberland County Courthouse for my sentencing for being a bad boy that expects those who took an oath to honor that oath. All right, peace, people. I'm out.